bunch of yada yada over the best part.
Yeah, that's right, baby. You heard the theme music, which means one thing, bitch. We back on the Yadda Yadda podcast for episode 89. It's the Kid Joe Cornejo.
My name is Alex Harris.
The government name. That's official in this bitch. That's right. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's still weird saying doing my introduction.
You know, it's been 4 years under Black Hyphy. 5 years, actually.
Few years. But you know, it's a new year, new beginning. Same person, though. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we start a new year every time we do the podcast.
Doesn't it feel like it?
Yeah.
It's
like how you introduce it.
Like we back. Like we've been gone for years. You won't believe who's back, bitch. And we brought some friends with us. Who's behind the camera?
Nelson!
Saber Magazine in the building. Sion in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? The whole crew here. It's a beautiful Sunday in Kansas City. Round of applause for that. You know what I'm saying? It's a big weekend, fellas. Drake and J. Cole weekend. They are in town. It's Sunday. They had their first show last night. The city's been going up for everything Drake and J. Cole. Did you guys go to Drake night? Anybody go to Drake night?
I did not go to Drake night. All the homies
I
was
went
there,
to
though.
Drake night.
You went to Drake night? How was it, Andre?
It was fine.
Fine? Just
It
fine?
was fine, yeah. I felt like the DJs could have played more Drake. They were playing a lot of like Drake features, hybrid songs with like Drake on top of them.
Yeah.
Just play Drake, bro.
You know
it's
why
Drake
we're here.
night.
What's your ultimate Drake song?
We were just talking about this before the pod. I think I would want to hear When to Say When off of, what is that, Scary Tape demo?
Nah, that was on
Dark Lane demo 2?
Dark Lane demo.
How does
tapes.
it go? I
Yeah.
love that project.
That's the one that's like, y'all don't know when to say when. That's the one that's rapping over the Hope sample.
Oh, the one that's the Chicago freestyle too?
Yeah, in the
It's
video.
like a
In the
two-part
video,
song?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
That's a great project.
that
It's a
is
sleeper.
all Lucy's too, man.
What about you, Joe? What's your favorite Drake song?
My
Or when
favorite-
you want to hear if you was at the show?
If I was at the show, it would probably be like a three-way tie between Cameras, Dreams Money Can Buy, and Club Paradise. Because I was thinking of songs that I know that would probably have a chance of not making the set list. So I really wanted to be some songs like, oh, that's a deep cut. Like I wouldn't expect you to do Girls Love Beyonce here tonight. Like what?
Yeah.
Like what?
Hey, that one would be fire.
Draft
would.
Day?
Huh?
Draft Day?
Man, see, Draft Day would hit in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Like that would hit super crazy in Kansas City.
Other side, bitch, we stay getting it.
Draft Day, only because I saw like the setup, like the stage layout. It's like football yards on the ground.
Oh,
He's really stealing Tizo touchdown shit.
is Drake biting again?
He's definitely biting again.
It's what he does best.
Wait,
But
what's the
That's
message?
why we love Drake,
What's
right?
the message for?
Drake's biting again. He
That's
back on
not
that
no
bullshit.
message.
So he always been doing
You
that?
are you telling the young artists out there to go bite and steal?
No, we're telling them to not do that. Don't be like Drake. But if you want to be successful to the level Drake is, you're probably gonna have to start biting people.
Not bite, just
Pause.
figure out what works and spin it to your own, everything's
You
And
gotta steal like an artist.
yeah.
Steal like an artist.
We're all inspired
But-
by
but-
somebody.
Exactly. Remember
true.
that. No idea is original.
Yeah, don't be afraid to give credit though.
Yeah.
Where it's due.
That actually goes a lot further than it would just you stealing it outright without acting like it didn't happen.
Is Drake just a human sample? Like, is he just like the human embodiment of biting?
No, I think Kanye is the human sample.
Mm.
He always picked like the best group of sounds. Like Life of Pablo is a great example of like all the voices that you hear on it was like popping during that time. Like Sia was on there, you got Frank Ocean on there.
That's true. Chris
you know-
Brown.
yeah,
Chris
Chris
Brown.
Brown. Fucking Thug not on the project.
Vic Mensa.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. He's on the highlights.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Thug.
Who else was on there? Vic Mensa, Chance
Drake.
the Rapper.
But every project is like that. He not on.
He
Drake's on
Drake
Life of
wrote
Pablo?
for
He wrote 30
hours.
hours.
Drake wrote 30 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's actually
I want to know more about this beef now.
a very like low quality reference track leaked on the internet. But when I say low quality, I mean somebody recorded on the phone when it was playing on like that laptop over there.
Shit.
Not like an actual MP3 quality leak.
Damn.
So yeah, he wrote a few bars.
Shout
on
out
30
that
Hours.
guy.
You know,
Shout out all them guys in the and girls in the studios getting them leaks for us. We appreciate y'all.
you're the real heroes out here. You know,
It's usually the BBLs.
one time for y'all.
They be doing it.
The BBLs.
Message.
It's time to take the BBLs. You know, we need to take their phones away.
We
When they
just,
get
need,
into the-
we just need to take BBLs away. Let's just take that away. I think we can function as society without those.
I agree.
Bring
that
back
aspect,
regular ass
that
fat.
element. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
You know, but hey, I'm a man, so you do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay out of women's business.
Message.
Huh?
Titties are coming back.
Titties
Hey,
are coming
shout
back.
out titties.
Shout out to the titties, man. I'll drop a bomb that one time, man. I ain't gonna lie, it's been a good morning, man.
How's your guys' week been? How's your guys' week been?
It's been super long.
Me too.
Super long week in the city. Been a long weekend. This is actually like the one time of the whole week where I've actually had my own free time to do what I want.
Hold on. We got
The
fire
city.
truck
The city
coming.
getting active right now.
They
It
heard
turned-
Drake's out, so
Yeah. Actually,
Drake-
hold on. Speaking of Drake,
yeah.
we gotta drop a bomb one time for our man DWalk
Oh yeah,
pulling up on the 6 guy, or vice versa, actually.
yeah.
And all of the guys that
Did he show him the
Lyco
real
Vintage.
six?
Maybe, possibly. I don't think Drake was trying to go to the 50s.
Yeah.
I thought he's off a prospect. That's the spec, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like the 50s and the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I was from the '60s. I grew up in the '60s, right? And I never saw that nigga around.
DWalk?
Yeah, but I grew up around like old people. So
Okay. So he wasn't like in the streets.
I'm not trying to say I was in the streets.
Say, Andre was
But I
outside. He said, "Where was D-Walk?" Like, all right, go ahead, Andre. Claim your block. He said, "I went to your hood walk. Ain't nobody know
You
you."
wasn't there.
67th Street. Nobody heard of you. I was mowing lawns out there. Nobody heard of you.
I was working legally out there. Nobody heard of you.
We were grinding.
Y'all was working on other sides of the law.
Yeah.
Yeah, no cap.
Work different shifts.
Yeah.
Hey, just so y'all know, we don't actually know what D-Walk was doing in high
No,
school.
for
I have no
real.
idea.
No,
We
for
don't
real.
know what he was doing. So
I was in before the street lights.
we're not
came on.
insinuating nothing about D-Walk.
I'm anything but. You
I
know.
know.
Doing well.
He is
Yeah.
doing well though. That's
Two
crazy.
6 gods linked.
That's
And they
so
made it happen.
crazy, bro. Your high school going crazy right now. Because
Who else going crazy from my high school?
You.
Shout out Northtown.
Shout out
man.
you.
Hey,
First
shout out,
off,
man, I appreciate it.
you know what I'm saying? Shout out you, and then of course Conductor.
Oh yeah, conductor.
That was your track coach. Fun fact:
Yeah.
Conductor Williams. I've said it numerous times, but I'm gonna say it again. Conductor Williams was his track coach in high school.
He don't even remember when he was coaching me. I'm positive he doesn't.
Dog, every time I see Conductor post a video on Instagram, I can tell he's in the city. I always
Yo,
hit him up. I'm
somebody post some Conductor Williams basketball highlights. That nigga was an athlete.
Conductor.
like, Conductor.
That nigga got
Conductor.
abundance, bro. He's like really cooking niggas, yamming that shit.
How
Don't
tall?
play with him.
How tall was Conductor?
He like my height.
So he like 6'1"?
Probably a little taller if he wasn't always over the keyboard.
Yeah.
always over the.
So
the
he
machine.
low key towering over all our favorite rappers.
Yeah, look, your favorite rapper is short.
They are. I can vouch for that.
Don't be so.
I've met
intimidated.
most of them. Most of them are pretty short. I'm taller than most of your favorite artists, which is really concerning for them. But
What's the tallest rapper you ever met?
probably J. Cole.
For real?
Mhm.
Damn.
Actually, no. Well,
Tyler's tall.
it's a toss up between. Actually, Kevin Gates is pretty tall too.
Yeah.
Kevin
He
Gates.
looked tall.
Yeah, So them three are over 6 feet tall.
I feel like Wiz is tall too. Is he tall? Can we check
Wiz
that?
is tall.
Wiz is probably like 6 feet.
6'2"
6'2".
or 6'4".
Who else was I thinking? G Herbo looked tall
I
too.
seen a video
G
with
Herbo.
Wiz, and they was like, "What size shoe this nigga wear?" He had the biggest, chunkiest sneakers on.
Nigga was buying shoes off a line. You
Oh
know?
man, I hope not.
Ooh, no. I sure hope not.
Like, could you imagine like before buying shoes online being like a size 14, like having to like specially make your shoes?
I have to go to Foot Locker and put an order in.
Yeah,
For
East
one
Bay.
specific shoe.
Yeah.
Like that probably costs extra because it's like, all right, we're gonna have to make this one shoe size for you specifically. Like no
We
one
got the
else.
answer.
Yeah, he's 6'4".
Holy
Wow.
shit,
Should have went to the league.
man! What the fuck are you doing rapping?
Nah, not everybody's supposed to go to the league.
That's true. He went to the league.
He did in
But
his
a
own
different
field.
league, you
In
know
his
what
own
I'm
field.
saying?
It's true. It's like the same odds.
Yeah.
I think it's harder to make it in the NBA though. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because there's only 60 men getting drafted. Every
Yeah,
year.
I don't know though, cause like, how many rappers y'all know?
I know a lot of rappers. yo.
Sion was like, shit.
We probably know
Shit,
more.
I'm a rapper.
What?
Yeah, I be
What's your
going
rap
under a
name?
different alias.
What's your rap name?
Nelso?
Dre.
Dre.
Dre. Dre's a good rap
Yeah.
name.
Yeah,
Project coming soon.
Yeah.
Literally.
Actually,
2024?
maybe
Maybe.
after the Saber Mag?
after the
Is
Saber.
that conductor
app.
right there?
That was
No, I'm
not
just kidding.
conductor, bro.
I'm just kidding.
He's
he,
white.
he like
Man.
Scarface anyways.
That man was walking with a white woman. Is that conductor? Trying to get him
Don't
caught
you
up,
do
bro.
him.
Yo, my bad. I wasn't even trying to insinuate that conductor. That's on me. That's on me, dog. My bad.
Drake-
Now,
We should get a sidewalk cam.
No, for real.
we just talk to people that pass by.
Here, hold on.
You know, like we just talk to people that pass by.
And just have a disclaimer, like a big ass disclaimer sign.
Yeah, you
It
might
could work.
You might
Hey,
be on camera.
Yeah.
Drake was down the street from my apartment. for
Yeah,
like-
Drake was
What
at
was that like?
Monarch.
Was they tripping over there?
No, they just closed the whole thing off. Monarch, shout out to Monarch. I fuck with Monarch.
Yeah,
I fuck with Monarch.
Monarch's a nice spot.
Yeah, I fuck with Monarch. Last time Drake was there, shut the whole shit down. My friend, he was a valet at the time. He said that he clocked in to work 5 minutes. He said, "Hey man, we need everybody gone. Everybody
He
who's
said,
not
"You gotta leave."
either a chef or a girl. You need to get the fuck out of
You're
here.
not a chef or a girl.
Yeah, you need to go.
Drake only wants the women's here tonight.
Literally, y'all know that fixture, like that light fixture in Monarch, like the little
I've never been to
the
Monarch.
thing that's above the bar, like in the center of the.
I've seen
the
people
room.
post on the stories
That shit apparently was made for free.
for free.
Yes, the guy only wanted for Monarch to pay for the materials.
Wow, what an exchange.
That's
That's
the
a
most
come up.
that's the most Kansas City shit I've ever heard. Y'all
I
not
hope
gonna
he
pay
get
me
in
for
free.
this expensive ass light fixture that I'm building by hand?
Just pay for the supplies.
Yeah, just pay for the.
We'll call it
he
even.
didn't ask for money.
He didn't ask for money, bro. He wanted exposure, and now we don't even know that nigga.
I say,
name.
who is he?
Literally,
Who is he? Nobody knows you.
Hey, stop
I
doing
mean-
shit for exposure.
At least put your name on it.
At least Drake likes it.
Yeah,
he
like-
likes the ambiance.
Yeah. That's pretty
Crazy.
cool, man. I also, I forgot this person was going to be in the area too this weekend until it was Friday, but V's was in Lawrence.
Shout out to V's.
V's, LA, the brother man, I believe is
Hell
his
yeah.
name. He produced a track off
This
Ganger.
is not a fire drill.
You know,
It's a
shout out
real
to,
thing.
Kansas City out here making moves with V's as well.
Got him a plaque.
So speaking of tours, can we get into that? Can we talk about let's start with like our favorite tours that have come through Kansas City,
Mhm.
and then like how the culture's kind of shifted. Because I feel like there's a bit of a disconnect between the bigger artists. You got to like plan a year out
Yeah.
for the bigger artists. You got to buy your ticket like in February for an October show.
Mhm.
That wasn't always the case. So can we talk about like our favorite shows and then why it's like this now?
Yeah, so it's Drake weekend. And
Yeah.
I will say, real quick, I did buy my sister a ticket to go see Drake and J. Cole tonight.
Oh hell yeah!
How much you
Shout out,
spend?
hey, big bro
you know
Joe.
what I'm saying? Like my
Big bro
mom
Joe.
called me a week ago, like everybody else was, asking me if I had tickets to Drake and J. Cole. I was like, nah, we don't have none from the station because we didn't. And she was like, okay.
Weren't
well,
they on Twitter talking about giving them away?
Well, we only have 2 tickets. We were,
Oh,
doing.
okay.
We were doing like a grand prize drawing giveaway for
Okay.
2 tickets. So all we had was that pair.
Yeah.
So I didn't have no tickets, and then my mom was like, "Well, your sister would really like it if she can go." I just thought I'd run it by you. So later that night, I was thinking about it. I'm like, Drake and J. Cole. What are the odds these two ever go on tour again? Like for
Together.
me, together,
Pretty low.
And in our
Together.
city.
Yeah. So like in my mind, I was thinking about when I saw Hov and Kanye on the Watch the Throne tour.
Yeah.
And when I bought them tickets, I said, this will never happen again. Like these two will never go on tour together again. This is once in a lifetime. Like I have to go to this.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking about that and then thinking about, how she feels about Drake and J. Cole. Because to her generation, this is Kanye and Hov on tour together type shit. And I was like, you know what? I want her to have this moment because that moment meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
And I know this will probably mean a lot to her. So I want her to experience that.
Yeah.
So I bought her a ticket.
Shout out to Joe.
You know-
what the fucking
Big bro Joe. Man.
Yeah.
what time for you?
And it's pretty tight. She's into the same music I am, so this means a lot to her. So I want her to have that moment. So when I surprised her with the ticket, she goes, oh, "We're gonna go together." I said, "No. You're going. I am not paying another $350 for these tickets." Like that was for one ticket. So my favorite show I've been to was Watch the Throne,
Yeah.
and that was one of the first rap shows I ever went to. And I had mid-level seats. I bought them at Hen House at the time where I worked at, from customer service.
Oh hell yeah.
Each ticket-
Which in house?
The one over on 64th in Parkville.
Oh okay.
And those 2 tickets were $150 a piece. So I paid $300 for mid-level tickets to see Kanye and Jay-Z, and they were really good seats.
Yeah.
Dog, them same seats for Drake and J. Cole were going for $400. That's before tax.
Yeah.
So the nosebleed seat I got my sister, I think was around $220, and then after taxes it was like $350.
Fuck no.
That's one ticket for nosebleed. One ticket.
This is ridiculous, Joe.
Yeah.
Why? What's going on?
I don't ever remember like tickets being this expensive. Like you have inflation, you have bots. Like the internet made it easier to buy tickets for all of us, more convenient, but then it also made it easier for people to buy in bulk via bots and then just reselling. It's kind of like sneaker culture.
Yeah.
Sneaker culture and concert culture have kind of fell into the same rabbit hole.
Yeah.
In terms of like bots buying up all the shit and then flipping them for extremely high prices.
Yeah.
Shout out all the resellers.
Like, man, I get it. Everybody got to hustle. Everybody got to provide and make money. But damn, son, like you really just ruining it for the rest of us that are just trying to enjoy our time.
Well, but after I want to hear Alex's favorite concert. But after that, what do you think? Do you think that there's a middle ground for like the mid-table artists that can tour and often do skip Kansas City? Do you think that's really why the prices are so high? Like it's either A+ level star or I wouldn't say, let's just do it, a D tier.
Who would be
artist?
D tier? Because who like would that be like Granada?
Yeah, I would say the Granada.
So like is V's like a D tier? Would you say?
At this point, compared to Drake, yes.
Yeah,
as far as like touring. And,
Yeah.
well,
But he's still selling out. He
general.
sold out the Granada.
That's good.
Yeah,
So did Lil Yachty.
and look at him now. He's
The trajectory of Lil Yachty is
I think
upward.
I mean it's all part of the build. Like
I
you
feel-
guys, you saw Drake at the college show.
No, that was him.
Or Sion did.
We don't all look the same, Joe.
Wow.
Okay, we gotta do it.
All right. Anyway, you were saying.
I feel like a lot of the people that are doing stadium tours now would be at like the Midland or the Uptown.
Really?
Yeah, like Travis Scott. There was a time where Travis Scott was at Uptown Theater.
I saw him at Uptown.
Yeah, we were
Schoolboy.
We all went to that
Yeah.
show.
But I think that that they're getting better and they selling more shows. So it's like I'm not gonna do the Midland.
And truthfully, and
go.
my bad.
No, you go.
Truthfully, I think a lot of the artists that do try to do the T-Mobile Center here should resort to the Midland.
Yeah.
Because like, why
would
is
be
Kodak
better.
Black at the T-Mobile Center?
Don't make
At all.
sense.
That no, like he can pack out the Midland with ease, but he's not going to sell out the T-Mobile Center.
You know what's a sleeper venue? The Madrid.
Where's the Madrid?
The Madrid is right on Main Street by Aura. It's a very good venue. It reminds me of the you know how wide the Granada is?
Yeah.
But it's very aesthetically pleasing like the Midland is. How it looks like a ballroom.
Yeah.
That's how the Madrid is. Because
that-
there's a lot of weddings that are hosted there.
Is that where Bad Friends was? I can't remember the.
I'm not
venue
sure.
Bad Friends was
I
at.
shot Eric Bellinger there.
Okay.
Shout out to Dom Chronicles, get me in there. But really, that's a sleeper venue that I feel like a lot of people don't use.
Even like the Truman, like we saw
The Truman is great,
Pusha
yeah.
T at the Truman,
Truman
and that
is
was
cool.
the perfect venue size for Pusha T. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of artists, especially the mainstream ones that we are know on a bigger level, it kind of comes down to an ego thing. Because it's you go to these festivals, you do a lot of festivals, and you see all these people here that you assume they're here to see you partially, but
Yeah.
they're just here to see everybody.
Everybody, and they're already fucked up.
Yeah, so they're just happy to see
They
somebody
really just there to
perform.
get fucked up.
Yeah.
So when you go on the
And-
tour,
never mind.
when you go on the road, you think you can pack out these huge theaters or these these arenas.
It's a
When reality is,
misconception.
bro, you should do like a 200 to 300 person venue.
But let me play devil's advocate for the artist. Do you think that that's not a do you think that's an ego thing, or do you think that the promoters here in Kansas City just aren't, or the venues in Kansas City? Let me say the venues, because I know there's no lack of trying in terms of promotion in Kansas City. But do you think the venues are just tired of these rap acts or the acts that we would find entertaining? Do you think they're sick of that crowd?
I think that plays a part in it a little bit to a degree.
Yeah.
Cause we ain't seen Kodak or nobody at the Midland.
G Herbo,
Not post pandemic.
Lil Baby.
Like
Yeah.
all of them went to the T-Mobile,
Yeah.
and most of them got canceled.
Yeah,
Most
because
of them didn't even come here.
yeah, and they like wrap all these artists all in one little package for like 4 hours. So really, these artists that you probably want to see a whole set from only get about 20 minutes, and then Rod Wave big ass come out and then close the show. So
And that's the thing. Like they'll have these variety of artists on tours. Like Future had like G Herbo, Don Toliver, and I think somebody else I can't remember off the top of my head. That was with maybe Nardo Wick or something. And it's just like this is a random assortment of artists. Like, I would love to see Don Toliver on tour, but not with Future.
Literally,
Because like
Don
I know they're
Toliver-
not going to give him the set I want from him. They're
Yeah.
not going to give him a 45-minute set. He's going to be an opener, so he'll probably get 20 minutes.
I think he could pack out the Uptown. He could definitely pack out the Madrid. Y'all gotta check that shit out.
Yeah,
Or the Truman.
or the Truman.
Yeah,
They
the
could
Truman,
back out the
yeah.
Truman, honestly.
It's
But
like-
I think that's a different crowd.
The Truman?
Like it's I see him more like Uptown, like the like the
He needs a-
Crooner.
he needs
Somewhere
a
you
theater.
can sit down or somewhere.
Yeah, literally. Alex, favorite show.
Oh, favorite show, the Kendrick Lamar show, Baby King.
Oh, the Mr. Morale?
Yeah,
That was a
last year.
great tour.
You got us tickets for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I've gotten y'all some tickets, boy,
yeah,
I swear.
honestly,
Dog.
I haven't paid for none of the shows that I want to go to in KC for a minute
Yeah.
because of this guy.
You know?
So like most of the shows I go to is like out of town. So yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, I'm still kind of salty I gave you those tickets to see JID and Smino.
yo, that shit was hard.
You know?
I think Smino should have went second, but JID killed it, and I fuck with JID. He just got one bar that I'm just like,
I'm an anomaly.
it's so cringy to me. I can't help it. I
Turn
don't
into
know
a
why.
rapper ironically.
But you know, Ye, you said what'd he say? Something about apologying.
Oh yeah.
It's a hip hop thing.
Yeah, don't
fixing
ever,
words.
Yeah,
Don't ever fix your lips like collagen and say something
you're
when
gonna
you
end up apologizing.
Yeah, that's not a word. Neither is anomaly. You know.
Yeah.
But
Hey, what's your favorite concert, Sion? Microphone.
Probably Astroworld.
That was a good one too.
Saw Astroworld.
That was a
That was
really
fire.
good one too. Honestly, I would say Astroworld is the closest tour I've been to that matched the production level of Watch the Throne. Like I always put Watch the Throne as the bar, not only because it was the first real hip hop concert I ever went to, but it was just so crazy production wise, like what they were doing. And I still haven't seen that to this day. And Astroworld was like the closest thing I've seen to like Watch the Throne status. Yeah, that shit was fire.
The Mechanical Bird at the Views tour.
Yo,
the Bird's Eye Views tour was amazing.
sick as fuck.
It's just, bro, by the time he got on stage, because if you remember, we were waiting so long for him to come out.
Yeah, because Khaled opened and then it was like
It was
30 minutes.
30 minutes of nothing.
Yeah.
That
And
was
we're sweating.
random as fuck.
We're tired.
Yeah.
It's hot. We're trying to fight for our lives in this crowded ass uptown theater.
Try not to pass out.
Yeah,
Like,
went to
shout
that
out to
concert
the
for
Asian
free.
kid that kept getting carried out.
every time.
You end up in the front every time or in the mosh pit every time. I don't know what's going on.
I got into that concert for free, and then one of the guys that I was with, his friend, like in our little group, his mom was running the tickets, so they let us in for free.
That's
or
fire.
not free, but early access. So there's nobody, so we just went right straight to the front.
Honestly, that was probably the Uptown show with Travis Scott. That was probably the only show I ever went to super early to wait in line for. Because we went super early.
Yeah,
And there was already like a nice little size line by the time we got there. And it was probably like 2 p.m.
yeah, that shit was fire though.
It was great.
was
Like
fire, though.
my first time seeing Travis Scott, that was also the same night he dropped Butterfly Effect,
Yep.
Amen, and
Green and Purple.
Green and Purple.
Or is it
Amen,
18?
that's the other. Yes.
Oh,
Amen.
I thought it's Amen or
Hold
18?
on. Sion got something to say.
I think it's Amen.
Ray Shremmerd at the Midland, second album.
Oh, I saw that.
was one of the
Wait.
craziest fucking
fire.
concerts
The Midland?
I've ever been to in my life. It was insane. They had 21. They had Lil Yachty on that.
Oh,
tour.
that one? I remember that
shit
tour.
was fucking crazy.
I saw them at Uptown.
What's the craziest show y'all seen at the Midland? That's your crazy show?
Probably Tyler.
Tyler?
Cherry Bomb.
Cherry Bomb?
Mm-hmm.
Cherry Bomb was hard.
Yeah.
Man, when Chance the Rapper came here,
Yes.
that was the craziest shit
Yeah, that was before Coloring Book.
I
That
ever
was the-
seen.
Yeah, that was like
we was
before
packed
Surf,
in that
maybe.
motherfucker too.
No, it was after Surf because Tokyo was with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tokyo was with him. So it was after Surf, before Coloring Book. That fall
Mm-hmm.
before that.
That in between.
The Family
when
Matters.
he was like
Yeah,
when he was like peak
He-
Chance.
he should have done that collab with J. Cole. He would have still been in the stratosphere. But
Yeah.
Like an album?
nigga decided to love his wife too much.
Man, how dare he? How dare
Literally.
he? Motherfucker. Ruined everything.
Joe
See
hates
what-
monogamy.
See what marriage will do to a motherfucker?
No cap.
Gosh, bro. Y'all get married and start having kids and you just become washed and irrelevant. Look at you.
I feel like when you actually love someone, your art suffers when you try to make art about them.
Yeah.
Because you're
Yeah,
so
a
in
bit.
tune with that person that your art kind of lacks,
I
in
think
my opinion.
I feel like artists gotta still maintain like their individuality.
Yes.
Like you can't completely live for another person like that.
I
Like
agree.
it's part of your story, but sometimes like not everybody's gonna want to hear about your kids and shit, especially when you was talking about, you know, just riding around being high on acid. Some people is still doing that, right?
Yeah.
Literally.
So it's like you got to grow with the music. You're not gonna
It
grow
was
with
just
everybody's music.
It was such a hard turn, and I think that threw a lot of people off.
It was just ass, bro.
Hot damn hot water, hot shower.
So Sion said, what was he supposed to talk about? I think don't put out a project if you have nothing to talk about.
Yeah. I
Then-
mean,
then do features.
yeah.
What is J.
Do
Cole
more
done?
Lucy. Honestly, the Lucy's he put out before the big day were
Yes.
were better than the album itself.
Yes.
Like
What sparring is training for an apathetic Halo? That shit.
that's the one with No Name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
I like that kind of shit.
What was the other
He-
song? I might need security.
I might need security. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck. Like that was an amazing song.
That's a Jamie Foxx sample.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
They had the Arthur Fist as
Yeah.
the cover art.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, Chance was like in a nice bag before the big day, even
Yeah.
building up to it. And then he just went completely like family man oriented.
I think if you would have got a feature, like, what if you got a feature on Scorpion? Because those Lucy's were coming out the same like summer that Scorpion came out.
Yeah.
Or just what other big artists? Or
I couldn't imagine
artists
what,
dropped that
what
year?
that would sound like.
Not that Chance and that Drake at that time.
Yeah.
I think at that point they were just too far on the spectrum artistically to
Ye
meet in the
Ye
middle.
was putting out shit at that time too.
Yeah.
That's
Workout?
when yeah,
The
on
workout.
a workout
Lucy?
remix.
No, from Chance. The workout. Lucy, where you know this song. I don't want to copyright it, but this one.
The workout. I don't
So
think
it's gonna work out. That shit might hurt now.
I can't remember that one.
Nah, IDK.
No.
Can't remember that one, man. Yeah. But actually, well, speaking of music, new music,
Yeah.
man, we got hit with some shit this Friday.
Yeah.
That man back, mama.
Yeah.
That man back, the groovy one,
Yeah.
Schoolboy Q.
Yeah.
Drop that new shit, that Blue Lips. So first off, before we get to the album, man, have you guys been keeping up with the rollout process he been doing?
Not the rollout.
not really.
No.
What's he been doing for the rollout?
Mostly he's been very active on Twitter, interacting with fans, and then also like I think every Tuesday and Thursday up to the album, he was dropping a new video from the song, from the album.
Okay.
So I think by the time the album came out, 4 songs were already out, I believe,
Damn.
out of 18.
That's hard.
Yeah, so he made sure like up to the 2 weeks up to the album, he was very active with new shit every Tuesday and Thursday.
I love that. Thank God for me.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank God for me with that chicken head sample.
Yeah.
Shout out Project Pat. Yo, it feels good, man. Because honestly, when he dropped Soccer Dad like a year ago, when
Yeah.
he was like, "What's happening?"
I was like, all right, dog, are y'all just all gonna be washed now that Kendrick's gone?
Let him be a daddy.
Like, come on, man.
Isaiah Rashad ain't washed.
Nah, Isaiah Rashad holding it down for
Yeah.
sure. And
SZA ain't washed.
SZA's not washed. Dochi's not washed. J Rock's still doing it. I believe.
Who's Doshi?
Dochi.
Dochi.
She's
Who's
the one that was on
TD.
She's the one that was on What You Said.
Okay, yeah.
What it is, yo? Oh, what's up?
Really? That's her?
Yeah, the one with Kodak.
I don't like that song at all.
You don't like that song?
I hate that fucking song.
What?
I
Dog,
hate that
how do
fucking
you
song.
how do you hate that song and I don't? I work in radio. I heard that song nonstop.
Speaking of radio, nigga,
What's
and
up?
speaking of Kendrick Lamar, TDE, right?
Yeah.
Why do y'all cut off the
J
I
Rock
don't buy
verse?
much, I buy land, bro? At the beginning of
Oh.
Hillbillies. Why do y'all cut that off?
I really
Are y'all
don't.
trying to keep black people down?
Ooh, hey, talk to
Whoa,
him,
brother! Don't point at me and say that. Like,
Do I need to talk to Brian B?
talk to him. He, hey, listen, dog. I don't have much prestige there. I have no ranking. I don't make any big decisions there. I literally just push a button to talk, turn off the mic, and that's it. for
Why
my
did they
job.
cut off I don't buy much, I
Big
just
J
buy
rocks in
land?
both hands?
Yeah.
Like I don't know why. I was wondering that myself.
Like, bro,
I
I'm
don't-
trying to appease the white people over there
literally.
at Carter Broadcasting.
Hey,
Yeah.
easy. Y'all gonna,
Hey,
get,
this
me,
not-
y'all gonna
hey.
get me fired. If the Royals don't do it first, y'all might get me fired. Motherfuckers out for my head, man.
Fuck the Royals. I'm thinking long
Hey, we know
term.
Joe support the people,
You know?
but do y'all?
No cap.
You know what I'm saying? As long as the people know I got their back, I can sleep well at night.
Exactly.
But before we get to all that,
Look
what
at these
y'all,
white kids. Hold on.
There's a bunch of white kids
Look
taking pictures of
at these
Nip.
fucking white kids taking photos of Nipsey Hussle.
Hustle. You know, this is just what he wanted.
I wonder what they captioning right now.
Hustle and motivate.
R.I.P.
One of them's laughing. I should go yell at him, huh?
What's so
Bitch,
funny?
nigga.
The fuck's so funny out here? But yeah, have you guys gotten a chance to hear the Schoolboy Q album yet?
Yes.
A large majority of it, yes.
Okay, I mean, now granted, it's a big album. 18
Yeah.
songs is a lot.
Large majority
Like
of it,
45
I have.
minutes though, ain't it?
Yeah, some of the songs aren't very long.
Yeah.
So it's a very cool listen. And see,
Yeah.
I love this album because I was thinking about our conversation about Vultures and Kanye, the last pod episode,
Yeah.
right? And how I was like, yeah, Kanye should like continue to raise the bar so he shows people like why he's the guy. And you're like, man, fuck that shit. Don't conform to like that. You know what I'm saying? Keep it simple.
No, I said that the audience is used to the bare minimum, right?
Yeah.
So he can add on top of that, but he doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I was feeling.
Okay.
Like ultimately, I feel like Kanye needs a Brita filter, right? He needs somebody who can take the water and flow. He doesn't have that. He hasn't had that for years, right? Or maybe he doesn't even want that. But Schoolboy Q, he's got a Brita filter.
Yeah.
He's got a
And,
Brita
you know,
filter.
And it took him 5 years to do this album,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy because the longer you wait to put out an album, especially of an artist of his stature, the more pressure it starts to build.
Yeah.
From like expecting fans when you do announce you have an
I
album
think
coming.
he earned that grace period. Like,
Yeah.
he put out enough great albums to where it's like we could wait.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know what I'm saying? There are certain artists that get that grace,
Yeah.
and he put out quality work. It was worth the
but
wait.
now here's the funny thing about Blue Lips. It came after Crash Talk, which is the album that a lot of people weren't very high on.
Yeah.
Like, did you like Crash Talk?
Not initially, I didn't really like it, but after seeing the show,
Yeah.
and just living with it for a little while, it's a great album. I feel like where Blue Lips at, it takes elements from like Crash Talk and Blank Face.
Yeah, I heard, especially on Pop. Was it Pop Shit
Mhm.
or Pop Out?
Texture wise, it feels like Blank Face, but it feels
Yeah.
like something completely different, or like he hit like another like gear
level.
as far as like being able to create songs and create a cohesive project.
Mhm.
It's hella fire.
It is, and everything's different and fresh. Like some songs in there got like 3 different beat switches.
Yeah.
and it throws me off every
Flow
time.
switches too.
Flow switch. Yep.
Yeah.
And like, see, it's just little details like that, and it's just cool to see somebody actually be that
Genuine.
that genuine. Yeah, with their art
Yeah.
and their music, and wanting to just switch it up to provide something new, not only for themselves but for the listener. Because he said on Back on Fig that this album is just how he hears music right now.
Yeah.
And how he views it. And so this is how he wants to present it, how he wants us to hear it. And it's really dope.
Yeah. Ultimately, I think Schoolboy Q has earned that grace because I feel like the perception of him is extremely positive.
Yeah.
He comes off as he's like the big cousin of everybody. If Snoop is the unk of the West Coast, he's like the big cousin, the big dog, you know? And then also talking about grace period, talking about waiting and anticipation. Oxymoron, his debut album, was waited on.
Habits and Contradictions.
Huh?
Habits and Contradictions was the debut album.
Okay, pardon me. The sophomore album of
Oxymoron.
That was the first one that I'm like, okay, I'm locked in with TDE. This is the first album that I'm like paying attention to. On Shot You Down, the remix.
With Isaiah Rashad?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Doesn't he
Not a
like
dollar
mention
on me.
Oxymoron? I was thinking September, but January is sweet. So
Yeah.
people have always given him time to produce and time to find what he wants to say, and they're patient with him. And the close like proximity to Mac Miller has done nothing but help him, especially with losing Mac Miller. I feel like those fans were looking for somebody else to like look to as like we're going into the future with you.
Yeah. Like, we're going to ride with you to the future. Yeah. And like, I like this album a lot because, you know, there's a song Back in Love where he's like, yeah, I'm finally in love with making music and the creativity of it again, which
Fire.
is dope. And I think that's really cool because if you remember during Crash Talk, there was kind of like a sense of bitterness he had about just Crash Talk and why he made that album. Because before that was Blank Face. And everybody, his fans included, was talk about how Blank Face was his best album that he's done to date. And he would always go like, well, y'all didn't buy it, so Like, what's that mean to me? Like, I can't provide my family off critical acclaim. So like,
He's not lying.
and like when he put out Crash Talk was like more so a commercial album and more like just him having fun type album.
Yeah.
And it sold more and it did better like commercial wise, record sales wise, and like tour wise. The Blank Face tour wasn't that sold out, but the Crash Talk tour had a nice little size.
cracking, yeah, it
Yeah,
was
it had a
cracking,
nice
that
little
motherfucker.
size in there. So like there was a difference there. And I think he kind of made Crash Talk a little bit out of like bitterness of Blank Face. He's like, well, I'm not gonna waste my time and energy creatively making a deep conceptual album if y'all not gonna support it financially.
Yeah, I think it's weird. It's a weird position to be in as a musician to try and like market your music, because it's a lot of factors that go into what everybody is listening to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think good things happen when artists take the time to live or take space away from music. We get like they best projects.
Yeah.
Like when it's like the whole Chance the Rapper thing. Like if he's like rushing to kind of just maintain this buzz or to stay on top of this wave that is happening, is like you gonna fuck up. You gonna fall off your surfboard. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely fell off his surfboard. And I think his team knew that too, because if you remember, they put out all his old projects on streaming before the album came out. Like a week before.
Acid Rap made it on there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, yeah.
And the good thing about like Schoolboy Q, like you guys said, we've allowed him that grace. He's never been an artist that just drops a lot of music at a short time period. It's always like one album, then he'll tour, and then he'll go into hibernation for a year or two, come back out, new album and whatnot. So he's always
Hibernation musically, because he's out. Like he's public facing. Like he was
golfing for
shit.
4 years.
Yeah, he's doing the golfing shit.
I want to say this to like artists, or if you someone that if you create something or make something, like you don't gotta do nothing for nobody else. Like first and foremost, a lot of times your fan base or the people that support you are looking for the best version of you or what you have to say. So don't feel like you gotta adhere to a trend or a time period or a stamp. Really take your time with your project and your music, and when it's ready, you gonna know. And then be brave enough to put that shit out. That's a big deal. I think I see a lot of people just fuck up or lose their authenticity just off trying to keep up.
Stay in the front.
Yeah, or with a trend or whatever. Like you never gonna be able to do that. Like the power is in you and like your interest. Like what you like. You gotta trust your gut and what got you there.
Facts. If you do want to become that artist that puts out music at a high rapid rate consistently, like make sure it's authentically you, so you're not burning yourself out trying to be something you're not artistically.
100%.
And then because at that point you're going to get fans that aren't really fans of like who you are but what you were doing in that moment, that you're not even a fan of yourself. So now you just got these fickle fans that aren't even going to support you in the long run because you're not going to be doing what they liked from you at the time that you didn't even like doing.
Exactly.
So just always remain authentic, and if you do want to put out music at a high rate consistently, just make sure it's you authentically and creatively so you don't get burnt out from it.
Hey,
it's the middle right here. Message. And you know, we'll drop bombs. Just cause, you know what I'm saying? Let's break the monotony a little bit.
yeah, I think that's something we see on like all levels of music. And you could feel when shit is like forced or when someone's like trying to sound like something else.
Literally.
It's kind of like Wiz rapping over the V's song. And then he got like this weird effect on his voice, and it's like, that's not it.
That's not you.
That's not it. It don't feel right.
You know,
Wiz could retire now and be fine.
Yeah, and Wiz talked about that. I seen Wiz do Back on Fig, and he was like, "Yeah, people may say I fell off and whatnot, but I still sell out shows every time I go on tour. Like my fan base loves me. So even if I put out new music and it doesn't reach like new mainstream audiences no more, like my core fan base that actually support me over the years are still gonna support it."
I'd like to see him get into like a producer bag or something like where he's creating media or having an outlet that's not solely music. Or
he should have a show.
Yeah.
He should have a television show.
He does have like
a
vlogs.
reality. Yeah, that's what made me like love Wiz was watching the Day in the Life.
Oh, back in high school?
Day to Days.
Yeah,
when he first started popping around, I was like, I remember there was one where he got food poisoning at a Subway. He was like, "Fuck Subway," and I was like, "All right."
Stood on that, you know. But it is in regards to Blue Lips, man, I do like what Schoolboy Q did on this album so far. I love it. I think it's going to be right at number 2 under Blank Face for me personally. It might be number 1 when it's all said and done. Who knows? But it does feel good to hear Schoolboy Q in a good place artistically and as a person and see him enjoy making music again. And truthfully, even though Kendrick left TDE, there was a lot of speculation on how they would move forward. I think they're going to be in great hands.
Yeah.
Because like Schoolboy Q is a great anchor to hold it down. Isaiah Rashad's a great artist. SZA is an amazing superstar.
SZA might be the primary focus going forward.
It has to be for real. Like
Yeah.
you don't just have like an 8-9 week number 1 album and not be the main focus of your label at this point.
Yeah.
And let's see, Doechie's got a lot of potential to be another star in the making.
Yep.
Sir's about to cook.
Sir's fire.
Like Sir's a sleeper. Sir is a big sleeper in TDE, and I think he could reach that next level if he really wants to go commercial. But I like where he's at.
I think a lot of older people like him too, like
Mhm.
unknowingly because of the radio. That one song,
Hair Down?
No, I Can't Get Enough, or what is that song?
Not the one with Kendrick, right? Baby, I'm as drunk.
Hold on.
Or is it the one with Claudia?
That's John Redcorn, ain't it?
Alone. Every night alone.
I feel like John Redcorn is the one.
Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters.
Oh, Zakari? Mood?
Yeah, Zakari's another one.
Mood is hard. Chasing Summer was an amazing album. Was an amazing album.
Had a cool roster. It's no replacing Kendrick, but it's like they left in good hands. So
Yeah, I think they got a good core of artists there right now that can kind of carry on the torch and keep TDE moving in a good direction and that they can build off of if TDE decides to. It really comes on down to their management of how they want to move forward with their artists. But from what Schoolboy Q has said on Twitter, it's going to be a very active year for TDE. So it's in the West Coast in general. So I'm super excited. I think Blues was like the first album to drop this year where I was genuinely excited for as the release date approached. So it's cool, man. It was a good tone setter. It was a great tone setter for the year, and hopefully it continues. And hopefully when he goes on tour, he stops in Kansas City because
we need that.
I need that interview, dog. Hey, Schoolboy Q, if you seen this, man, you come to Kansas City, holla at us. You know? Mm-hmm. What's your favorite song right now? Thank God for me.
That's my favorite song right now, just in general.
I think that would probably be my safe bet right now.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I don't know.
Back in Love is fire too.
I like the hyphy shit too. I like
Pig Feet was crazy.
I like Blue Slides.
Blue Slides is good.
Yeah.
I like German 86 though.
See, Blue Slides, man, that almost sound like some 8 a.m. in Charlotte shit to me.
And Movie too. Movie with AZ Cheeks.
Oh yeah,
that
AG
tough.
That shit was crazy.
He was talking crazy on there.
Man, listen, for a second, man, I was like,
is it AZ Cheeks or Ass Cheeks?
I want to say AZ Cheeks.
I think it's a play on words for sure.
Yeah, AZ Cheeks. Man, honestly, you could have put Rimble on that track and it would have went just as crazy.
It's Rimble.
It's Rimble. But speaking of West Coast artists, man, have y'all watched the Vince Staples show?
Yes.
Have you watched it?
It moved fast.
Whoa, hold on.
Hold on, wait.
Sion, what did you just say?
Hold on.
Shit's mid, bro.
I wish we had a boo sound effect. Well, we don't have one, so I'll just...
I couldn't get through one episode, honestly.
One episode? They're 30 minutes?
Yeah, it was just like, what is this about, bro? Like,
it's the Vince Staples show.
I'll watch it, but I'll keep trying.
What was the first episode?
Off rip, it was just like,
Is that where he goes to jail?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's a kind of a off-putting intro episode, I ain't gonna lie.
I couldn't take it like super seriously. I don't know. I felt like it was a mix between like Atlanta.
Don't say Dave.
Nah, Dave is just biting Atlanta.
Yeah.
But it's a mix of like those types of shows, like the surrealist type of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it just felt kind of like forced to me in a way. Like it didn't feel super genuine.
Is that from his performance?
Partly from his performance, like I could tell he's acting, you know what I mean? But it just didn't resonate with me, you know, in a lot of ways.
Do you like Atlanta?
I love Atlanta. Atlanta's great.
So it's actually funny because now that we mentioned the first episode of him going to jail, I remember like that was also how the first episode of Atlanta started, or the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Like he gets arrested in the first episode. Second episode, he's in
Where
jail.
they was like, nigga.
Yeah.
That's not.
He's like, gay,
that's not no girl.
You know, being gay is really just like a social construct. You know? Like
I was like, damn, did they kill this nigga the first episode? Because remember, they had that altercation and then it goes
to
like
the sky view,
and then he gets shot.
Yeah,
Somebody gets shot.
Episode ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And So actually, it's funny you said you didn't think it was funny because if y'all remember in like 2018, 19, Vince Staples started doing like the Vince Staples skits on YouTube. I didn't know if it was for an album or what because he would put new music in it, but then also have like a little acting skit. And he talked about in his interviews that he's been doing on his media run that those were just kind of him. They improv all of those skits.
Yeah.
And that was just him trying to get his acting chops right, trying to see what they really wanted to present as a full show. And this is what they were going to bring to Netflix. And so when they brought it to Netflix, they said, yeah, bro, you're not ready yet. You need to get more training. You need to rewrite some stuff because this is not built for TV. Like, we know what works on TV for series like this. So you need to do this, and this. So he said they've been working on this show for about somewhere around 8 years. So this has been in the making for some time. And even he said at one point they had to rewrite that first episode like 2 or 3 times because Netflix said, nah, y'all got to do it again. This ain't going to work.
I mean, the quality is there.
Yeah.
I think the quality is there. And then I think the attention to detail, like when he's on the phone with his mom and he's like, yeah, I'm from, and they like block out his lips.
Yeah.
The jail calls,
Yeah.
that's like legit. If y'all ever talk to anybody that's incarcerated, it's just like that.
Yeah.
And getting advice from the jail niggas, that's really, they do be giving game.
Yeah. Man, you wanna be my bunkie? He's like, you want to be my bunkie because you don't want to be with what do you call the big dude?
Big dude. Oh, fuck, I can't remember. He wanted to fight him.
Yeah, he wanted to stab him.
Yeah. He got hands.
Bro, you quoting it and he don't like it. Like, bro,
He was like-
let us have this conversation, bro.
No, I think it's like a good building block.
Yeah.
Like I do agree, like his performance could be better, but there are certain elements where it's like, I think it's fucking hilarious.
Do you think it could have been one long thing? Like if it was an hour and 30 minutes instead of the 5 episodes, like do you think you could have gotten that off in one thing?
No, I think because it had been judged as a movie.
I feel like if he would have
been better.
If it was even
Possibly.
40 minutes, I think if he did like 40-minute episodes and it was like you just keep 5 of them like that, I think it's more time to go into detail about certain shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of it, like we don't even really get into like the gang culture or anything like that. But it's just little pieces of it.
Like finding the gun outside the house.
Yeah, or just like there are certain things that they kept quoting the Bible where Jesus broke, he fed 5,000 with the fish and everything.
Ain't that what the bank robbers said or some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they do it in like a few episodes. Because there's the one where he meet the white boy episode or whatever. He just run into somebody's house.
Yeah.
And then he says the thing of like, Jesus fed such and such.
Oh,
and then he was
his
like,
uncle said that to him.
and then bro was like, it's in there. And he just gave him the gun type shit.
And then his uncle told him that at the grill.
I don't really get any closure from the episodes either. Like in Atlanta, I feel like I get a sense of like understanding and closure of
The
like,
bigger
all right,
picture
this
of
is
the
complete,
story.
But some of it just leave me like, damn.
I like the OJ uncle, bro. That shit
Yeah,
was
bro.
fire.
I didn't catch it
where
until the
where
end when he said,
disappeared. But that's another dark ending. Like that nigga kill himself.
Bro, I got it as soon as he how he was talking, bro. I'm like,
he said, yours truly.
yeah.
Like that was the giveaway because like it went to the end where he was outside the USC stadium, and then I was like, oh, that's supposed to be.
But he
OJ.
went to the truck and it was a Bronco.
It was a Bronco. I didn't piece that together. I wasn't paying attention yet. And then, like when he opened the door, I saw football and shit. I was like, oh, he used to play football.
Yeah.
So he used to be like a college football player, professional, whatever. And then when they showed him at USC at the end, I was like, oh shit, he supposed to be OJ.
Yeah.
That's lit.
Yeah, that's fire.
Because then when I rewatched it, then I was like, oh, it's a white Bronco. And then the note when he wrote, he's like, hey, Vince, yours truly.
Yeah.
Just like OJ. Like OJ starts every video off with yours truly.
Yeah.
He doesn't say, hey, it's OJ. He's never once said, hey, it's OJ.
Yeah.
I've never heard OJ say his name.
Is he a clone?
He's a cool ass clone if he is, man. I fuck with OJ. I fuck with OJ as a Twitter personality, dog.
Hey, to the world.
Hey,
it's
to the
me,
world, yours
OJ
truly.
Mahomes.
Like the replies to OJ Simpson's tweets are amazing.
What they be saying to OJ?
Oh man, it's like
Let's go to his Twitter right now.
Yeah, dog. His responses to his tweets be hilarious because people would just be making puns about stabbing and murdering and gloves and shit. Like, does OJ read his tweets?
The real OJ 32.
He verified now too.
Fingers crossed the 49ers are murdering the Chiefs today. Juice. I'm optimistic that McCaffrey is slashing the Chiefs defense. Look out for Purdy being a true killer across the middle of the field, too.
You see, bro, OJ's Twitter is the best. I love it. Shout out OJ.
Who is better in their prime, Uncle Juice or McCaffrey?
I mean, he
Son,
served
you
his
did
time. I don't love. I mean, as a
Where's Nicole?
yeah, this is
Yeah, this is weird territory to be in.
Yeah.
Why isn't this guy in prison?
He did go to prison.
OJ
Not for murder.
Hold on, wait. OJ taking a stab at a prediction. All right, I'm done.
See, yeah, bro, you can get lost in that shit real quick. But for the Vince, I think for the Vince Staples, I think it was all the episodes were just like the perfect length, and I like how they all tied into the previous episode. So, for example, the bank robbing episode, him and the white guy are let go from the bank. They walk outside with their hands up. Vince has his hands up. The other guy was like, "Whew, can you believe that?" Reach in his pocket, and Vince goes, "Hey, I don't think you should do that."
Foul.
Bam, shot in the head. Right. That's how the episode ends. Next episode, Tim and his girl are leaving the house, and she's about to do something. He goes, "Hey, I wouldn't do that."
That was for the family reunion episode.
Yes, and he was like, "I wouldn't do that if I was you."
Yeah.
And it's just like a play into like the previous episode.
Or I wouldn't wear that if I was you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. He just changed the beginning
Yeah.
of it. Yeah. And it's just like little details like that show me that he actually took this seriously, and everybody involved took it seriously. And I think for where he's at acting wise in his like young acting career, it's a great start. And I think it shows a lot of promise for what he can do if Netflix gives him another season.
Give him the keys, man. Give him the damn keys. We need more black voices that aren't black people in white spaces being awkward.
Don't say that about Issa Rae.
I'm saying that about myself.
That's crazy.
I'm saying that about myself.
We respect Issa Rae on this platform.
I love Issa Rae, man.
Shout out Issa Rae. I just put on a shorty to Insecure last week.
Yeah, give Vince another shot.
Yeah.
I love Vince.
Yeah.
Same.
Especially his interviews. He be talking truth.
And I love
he could
how
just have a talk show. Even honestly,
I didn't even bring up the Rick Ross feature, bro.
Yeah, that almost didn't feel like a real moment.
Yeah.
It felt like it was just a dream in the show that Rick Ross
And he was in the bank.
Yeah, that just turned down Vince Staples a rapper because he's a rapper.
Yeah.
And that was a cool insight to
you
like
need
the
to
other
diversify.
side of being a rapper. It's like you may be successful in your business right now,
he's
but
still
in
black man.
Yeah.
So it's
In
like
the-
still deal with that shit.
in the grand scheme of like the business world, being an artist isn't very lucrative long term.
Exactly.
So they're like, we're not going to give you money just because you're a successful artist right now. Are you going to be lit when you're 50?
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
So-
And then Rick Ross is like, you need to diversify your portfolio.
Yeah.
Little homie.
And I love how Rick Ross had all his fucking product placement shit like he does in his real videos on Instagram. Like the Bel Air bottles are stacked up. Want some Wingstop?
You want a thigh?
Yeah. And I just love how one of the jokes that continued in the Vince Staples show was who the fuck is Vince Staples?
Yeah.
Because that really is how it be. No offense to Vince Staples, but that's really what it be sometimes. If I talk to people that aren't that tapped in with music on a deep level and I talk about Vince Staples, they don't know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. I wish they would have done like Atlanta did the Troll Academics episode
Which one was that?
where
The influencer?
yeah.
Yeah.
And he was delivering pizzas with a little kid.
Yeah.
He's like, I wish they would have had some type of reference to that type of interaction, whether it's like a white guy knowing who he is, or like the bank robbing episode, at least one of the white guys knowing who he is, just so he's like, oh, this guy is da da da.
Yeah.
Oh, you gonna give me the loan? No, you know, like that duality of being an artist, because like you said, just because you're successful now doesn't mean that you'll be successful forever, but also he's still successful now. So show that like light of success.
Like him slowly getting to like that next level.
No, just people recognizing him.
Yeah.
Like some people not recognizing him, but other people are recognizing him, and the type of person who recognizes him. So
Yeah.
I'd give it B minus C plus.
Yeah, I think I give it a B.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of potential.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I like B minus.
And I think it's pretty cool because you said it's kind of like an Atlanta spinoff, and I think it does have resemblance of Atlanta in a slight way, but I don't think it's resembling it in a way to where it's trying to bite or like take what they did and put it in there. I think he made it his own world in the Vince Staples kind of way, in the same way Donald Glover did with Atlanta.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like a blatant ripoff, but you can see it's like a reference point, or one of the many reference points Vince went to when he was making the Vince Staples show.
Yeah.
And he said Donald Glover did help him a little bit
Yeah.
with the show, whether it be just like input, advice. I don't think he was actually hands-on making it, but just more, hey, you need some help? I'll help you out with this, or here's what you should do for this.
It's
give it a chance. It's only 6 episodes, so.
Some eerie realities.
Yeah.
I love Vince Staples, man.
Yeah.
Shout out Vince, man.
Shout out Vince, man, for doing
Shout out LA. LA's on top right now.
Long Beach, to be exact.
LA County.
LA County. Hey, speaking of LA, man, one time for LeBron, 40,000 points last night.
One time, man.
The greatest to ever do it. Never been this good for this long.
21 seasons.
Is LeBron the greatest black man ever?
I can't. I don't think that's
I don't even know how to
That's
quantify that. Hey, all black men have value. We love you.
That is what is the
But,
barometer for
in
that?
the eyes of
He beat all the odds, bro.
He has. I've never seen an athlete just excel at that level without a blemish on his public
Beat
image.
all the odds. Knock on wood right now, Joe.
I don't want
No father.
no father,
Poor. Akron. Not
black
even,
wife, and high school lover.
Yeah. High school lover.
And this is, mind you, Rihanna was throwing that thing at him for years.
Yeah. Yeah.
His home,
Yeah.
his hometown.
he's
Yeah.
the chosen one.
Derrick
Drafted
Rose was
to
supposed to be the
Cleveland.
next one,
Yeah.
but he wanted to do gangbangs and not the street kind.
No, his coach went to put him in when he was injured, and you know what happened. So,
Yeah, I know. I'm a
Hey,
Knicks
don't
fan.
you dare
cheered.
disrespect D Rose.
I ain't gonna lie,
that,
dog.
fucking God.
This is-
You got this rose on your hat, man.
You know, I ain't gonna lie.
Rare and red.
When Derrick Rose tore his ACL, that's when I realized I need to take a step back from sports, because I actually cheered when Derrick Rose tore his ACL. Because I'm a Knicks fan, so
What
I'm
the
not one of the
hell?
sport. I wasn't one of the sports fans that's gonna fake the funk, like, oh no, the best player got hurt. Best wishes. No, I'm thinking, fuck yeah. Like you are our competition in the division. It's
This is
unfortunate for
fucking
your
crazy.
fan base, but for my team, this is great.
Yeah, it's
and
not
that's
that
why the
serious.
Knicks are cursed, nigga.
Hey, are we though?
Yes.
Jalen Brunson's doing his thing, dog.
And
We
let's
really might be
bookmark
a
this
top
moment
3
right
team.
now in time. Right now, it's Sunday, March 3rd. Yeah.
You know, I bank
Y'all
on
about
that
to
every
be
time.
cooked.
I don't get my. You understand? You cannot use the Knicks against me. I have low expectations for them every time. I don't care how great they're doing. They're gonna get to the playoffs.
Hey, your
and blow it.
pessimism isn't gonna save you from being a Knicks fan. And
It
it's
can-
gonna
it-
hurt every time.
And
Not
it's not
really.
going to save you from when we come back to this moment and I edit it back or God forbid something happens to your Jalen Brunson.
I didn't even like the signing when that happened.
Don't backpedal out of this.
No, I'm telling you, if I'm always disappointed in the Knicks, they can never disappoint me. I've been a Knicks fan long enough to know disappointment is always around the corner for the Knicks.
It begins with hope, Joe.
There was never any hope for the Knicks. I've never had hope for the
Deep
Knicks.
down, there's a glimmer of hope.
They just had cool players that I liked, but the teams were never that great.
Because how you started this conversation, it wasn't so negative towards the Knicks. It
Was
wasn't so
it
bad.
started off with me congratulating LeBron.
Yeah.
Well,
Is this
That's-
tumbleweed outside?
Oh shit, there's tumbleweed.
man,
Hold on. Let me zoom in on that.
Some cluck probably bought that.
That's crazy.
Some damn tumbleweed outside,
We in
bro.
the city.
Are we?
We be in the city.
And niggas want to save the... Never mind.
Car ain't got no roof.
What was you about to say?
No, nah.
Nah, I'm good, man.
We talking NBA basketball right now.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
yeah.
done beefing, bro.
Triple double stats.
You know? Yeah,
all-
man. LeBron, 40,000 points. That's actually
It's like 11,000.
that is super insane. He just broke the record for leading scorer last year, and he already hit 40K. Y'all think he hits 50?
Yeah.
How soon though? Because LeBron's in year 21. Like how realistically, how many more years does LeBron have in the league? Because Bronny's obviously not gonna leave college after
How
this year.
old is he? Like
He's 39.
39?
Because he wants to play with Bronny, right?
I say 45.
I was
25,
gonna say like
26.
5 years.
That's ridiculous though. 25, 26 at 38, 39.
39.
That's ridiculous, bro. Like what?
He might be the greatest black man to ever live, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all.
What do you
He
think?
might be the first athlete to be able to play any sport.
He built schools.
Yeah. He
I feel like he could have played soccer. He could have been a goalie.
Mm-hmm.
He could have been a tight end or a quarterback.
This is all speculation, though.
yeah. They all,
But he has the body for it. You know what I'm saying?
So, in 2009, I remember an NBA game compared him to took all his stats, height and weight, and compared it to who would be his NFL player equivalent.
Yeah.
And at the time, it was Julius Peppers.
Yeah. It's a scary human.
Yeah,
Wow.
bro. Like they were the same
Hey,
height.
shout out
and they,
Julius Peppers. He just got inducted to the Hall of Fame too.
damn, he made that.
Yes, I think he's like the first Panther.
Jesus.
He could do it, bro. He could be the first athlete to do anything.
And it's honestly, knock on wood, it's honestly crazy to me how LeBron hasn't had like any crazy injuries in his career.
Do that one more time. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want LeBron to get a torn ACL and nothing like
Take
that.
care
Do
of his
that.
body.
You know,
do that
like,
again.
I-
Stop saying specific.
It is amazing, man. Like, it's crazy.
God is with him,
He has been running it up since I was 10 years old. I just turned 30 in October,
bro.
and he is still playing basketball.
He's been in the NBA longer than he hasn't been in the NBA
what?
Yeah,
in his life.
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
to
because he
think
got
about.
drafted at 18.
Yes,
That's
he's been in the NBA longer than he hasn't.
Hey,
and respect my king. Never been a guy this good for this long. Gosh, bro. And
It's
Like,
beautiful, bro. I
think
could
about
tear
it.
up thinking about
Like,
the greatness,
it is
the
bro,
greatness, bro.
like-
It's crazy.
LeBron, the
Yes.
greatest black man ever.
LeGoat.
Like LeGoat. I mean, he could be whatever he
That's-
wants after he retires.
He could run for president.
Just because he's an athlete doesn't
He
mean
could.
that he doesn't have like an impact on his community. I
Nah.
think if we did do research, he probably does a lot and
Yeah.
built a lot of infrastructure. In his
I mean, he built a whole school in Akron.
But I definitely feel what Sion is saying though. Like we idolize the most of the black people that we idolize are either rappers or athletes.
What you want, a Fred Hampton? Okay.
They killed him at 19.
21.
That's wild.
That's still even crazy, though. 21.
Yeah, 21, yeah.
He was
That's
a kid.
crazy, but
His
I mean,
child
I
wasn't
guess you
even
can't-
born,
That's
bro.
the thing, though. You can't really put that responsibility on people.
You know what LeBron could do? He could retire right now and start his own league. Everybody will follow him. Talk about power.
But LeBron wants to own the NBA team in Vegas. That's gonna be Bron's next big.
But
yeah,
he could start his own league, bro.
he could if he want. He could team up with Ice Cube.
Literally.
They could just elevate the big three.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Negro only league sponsored by Yadda Yadda.
You know,
We got the
holla at
infrastructure
us,
for
LeBron.
it. Yeah.
You know, we got the infrastructure.
Holla at
We got it mapped out too.
Yeah.
No, like I was looking at LeBron's like playoff postseason record and his stats and whatnot. Dog, he went to the finals 7 years in a row.
It's fucking
From
crazy.
my sophomore year of high school in 2010 to when I graduated college in 2017, my life changed in so many ways in that 7 years. The only thing that was consistent was LeBron in the finals.
That's crazy.
Like I watched LeBron go to Miami my sophomore year of high school, have their first season as the Heatles, lose in the finals to the Mavericks, go back the next year, beat the Thunder, go back the next year, beat the Spurs or lose to the Spurs. They never repeated, right?
I don't think they repeated.
So they lost,
They
to,
lost
Spurs.
to the Spurs,
Go
yeah.
back, beat the Spurs, leave Miami, go back to Cleveland, play with Kyrie, lose in the first round to the Warriors, go back again, play the Warriors again, have the greatest playoff performance I've ever seen in my
that was
years
insane.
of living.
Yeah.
3-1
I watched that with
comeback.
my mom.
Yeah, I
bro.
watched that whole series.
I was
watched
locked
that with my
in.
mom, bro.
I was locked in, bro. You thought I was playing in that game.
Yeah.
Watch him beat the Cleveland. This is for you.
Yeah.
Go back to the finals next year. KD's on the Warriors now. Beats the fuck out the Cavs.
Yeah.
I was so pissed watching that series.
When LeBron did the iconic block, I just remember my mom in the background going, "Wow!" Like it's just in my brain. Like
Dog, that was
anytime I see that clip, I just think of like everything. Like,
and like LeBron's been playing so long. I remember a good chunk of like his highlights.
Yeah.
Like the winner against Orlando in the Eastern Conference
Yes.
Finals. I remember watching that.
Yes.
I remember the dunk on Garnett and against the Celtics.
I mean,
Yeah.
I thought they was gonna win it all that year.
Yeah, that was they were
That wouldn't hurt me
because they were going to
for
play the
sure.
Lakers in the finals. It would have been the Kobe Braun matchup, but the Magic shot the highest 3-point percentage ever in a playoff series that round. It was just one of them things. Yeah, and prime Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard actually
He
blocked
was
LeBron
defensive player
on one
of
of
the
them.
year, I think, that year.
Like it was, man. It's crazy just to see LeBron really become the greatest of all time.
we love you, Bron.
We love you, dog. You know, one time for the king.
One
The
time
king
for the
stay the king, man. They thought the record would never be broken. Then the kid from Akron came in 2003 and said, I got it from here.
No.
I think,
Not anytime
No,
soon.
I think-
because you got to be drafted from 18.
yeah,
You got to be starting out. You got to be a child playing like a man.
yeah. Dog,
That's why there's never going to be somebody like
so you
Michael
gotta be a
Jackson.
man, baby. You gotta
Literally,
win like this.
there'll never be somebody like Michael Jackson because that nigga was lit at 5 years old.
yeah,
Who is lit at 5 and that talented? No one.
from the start.
No,
from
he
the
came
start.
out. You got to be a baby talented.
Dog.
At that point,
One of my favorite videos in basketball is when the Cavs from 2003 were talking about LeBron James getting drafted to the team, and they're asking everybody on the team, like, hey, what do you think about LeBron James coming here as the first round draft pick? And they're like, oh, that's cool. He can really help us out in a lot of ways, Or like Darius Miles is like, well, I don't know what an 18-year-old is going to like provide for the team this early on, but, he can try to keep up.
and who?
Darius Miles?
Who?
Come on, don't do Darius Miles like that. Carlos Boozer? Yeah, Carlos Boozer was on the team too, bro. Everybody.
Talking shit about
Smush
Brian.
Parker.
These
was-
niggas
even know who
sound
that
like
is.
2K created characters, bro. They don't sound real, okay? Who we're talking about? The realest to ever do it, man.
Yo, son.
Bron.
Bron. He came in the year when Ho was retiring. He was destined for great things.
What did Hope say?
Fake ass
I
retirement.
arrived on the day Fred Hampton died.
Yeah.
Real niggas just multiply. Come on, bro.
Talk to him, Ho.
Like, bro, come on, bro.
Let him know, man. Never been a man this good for this long. What more can I say? Salute to LeBron.
Salute to LeBron.
All right.
Where we at? We're
see.
at an hour and 6.
Y'all think Diddy gonna make it?
No. Every
Yo,
week it
Diddy
gets worse.
finished.
You asked this question last pod. Diddy is done.
I know, it's just-
Meek Mill.
it just-
Meek Mill's album's on track to do
Hey, look,
double brick.
That's
That's how
why-
bad that shit's gotten.
Oh yeah, I
Triple
seen that.
brick.
Yo, son.
Can't even touch it.
Triple paper.
Triple, like.
Hey,
No,
look,
see, the reason I asked last time because it was just like off like what happened towards the end of last year.
Yeah.
Then this episode now it's like a whole nother shit.
Nigga
came out.
fucking Meek. He fucking
Usher.
Usher.
Him and Cuba Gooding Jr. on some weird partnership, dog.
Bro.
Did he a freak?
Cuba
been
been
weird.
Cuba
He
been off the
edge.
rails, bro. Since
Yup.
Snow Dogs, he been doing Snow Dogs. You know what I'm saying?
See,
So-
I think niggas get enough money at a certain point to where it's like they feel like they can just do weird shit or do all these outlandish shits without consequences.
I mean, but that's the
truth
power
always
of
come
money.
to light.
And it only came to light because both things, like Cassie's is a lawsuit and this current one's a lawsuit. Like these are not criminal investigations.
And what's crazy is all they had to do was just pay that nigga.
yeah.
If they would have paid that nigga, this is recent. This is within
If
the
he would have
last
paid
2
Cassie
years.
the money that they agreed to, that lawsuit never happens.
But I'm saying this nigga specifically.
Yeah,
Like the,
and then on
the
top
Meek
of that,
Mill shit and all that.
He's also owes publishing from the album that Diddy just put out.
Yeah.
So he produced, I think he had production credits on 9 of the songs on the
Yeah.
album. So yeah, I was
So you
reading-
gotta pay your people.
I read a little bit
Pay-
of those
pay
documents.
them.
And this is the crazy part. When Diddy asked him to move in with him to work on this album, Diddy told this guy, record everything we do. So this dude had thousands and hundreds of hours of footage of him and Diddy hanging out for like 6 months.
Bro, you know who
All
else-
that shit, bro. Filmed all of that shit.
You know who else is a freaky frog? Fucking Stevie J.
He
That
been
nigga
a freaky
he was
frog.
right there with them.
That's not surprising at all.
Bro,
Stevie
he's
J been a freaky frog.
Like, but a criminal freaky frog. A criminal frog.
Dog, it's funny seeing Diddy become the person we always thought maybe Suge Knight was.
I mean,
Maybe Diddy was the one we should have been afraid of in the 90s.
nah. I think
Nigga on the
Diddy
track.
started learning that shit. Started like, I need to move like Suge.
Like, hey, once Suge got out the way, it was open season for
It's
Diddy.
time to sacrifice niggas.
Then shit got weird. He turned into the Joker. He was like,
Yeah.
I really.
Remember
am
we did
good.
move to the Joker that
Tyler,
Halloween?
the creator.
Tyler, ah!
You know, the only person that could stop
Yes,
Diddy
he blew
Joker
up. Yeah.
is Travis Scott Batman.
Le Cockroach. Le Cockroach.
Le Cockroach.
or
Yo.
hey, maybe if him and Jaden Smith Batman team up.
Oh my gosh. Jaden Smith, the brown and white Batman.
Batman is just. He's low key. If he was real, he'd be the worst. He'd be the ultimate
We'd be
cop.
annoyed with
He'd
Batman.
be the ultimate cop.
Hey,
the
like
ultimate
fix the
cop.
pie holes, Batman.
Literally, bro.
You know? Come on, help us out, man.
gotta stop them from smoking crack. Help me.
Take him to a treatment center, bro.
Take him to a treatment center. Don't beat his ass. Put him in a rehab. Come on now.
Hey, that's every cop ever. Don't beat his ass. He just needs the rehab.
That's the episode in Atlanta. Shouldn't he be getting help? Shut up, man. Y'all listen to Dame's album?
Yes,
I did.
Southside Dame.
Southside Dame
I'm-
dropped the new album. Help is
It
on
made
the
me
way.
feel good.
You
Yeah.
know?
I was like, all right,
Yeah.
All right.
getting back to it.
All right.
Good feats.
You mind if I ISO real quick?
Go in.
Go.
All right, I'm gonna hit you on the wing when it's
Here,
open.
hold on.
All right. I love Dame's music, and I love Dame as an artist. I think Dame has a lot of potential to really be the superstar that he feels he can be and the superstar he knows he can be, right? I feel like Dame has been slightly in the layup line for like 3 years.
He been cherry picking.
No, not like that. More so, it's just like he's been hitting easy layups. You know what I'm saying? Like it's easy
That's
to him at
cherry
this point.
picking.
It's cherry picking.
It's cherry picking?
Yeah.
I don't want him to say it like that, like, cause I hate them motherfuckers. Like, but more so, it's just like Dame's just been like in a very cozy bag, and I would like him to experiment a bit more. And I think that's what made Pretty Girls Listen to Dame so special.
Yeah.
Because it was just sonically something we weren't used to hearing from Dame yet.
Yeah.
And I think after that, he kind of went back to that pocket he was comfortable in. And it's still great. Like, Help Is on the Way is a good project. Champagne Dreams is one of them ones for me.
Arizona.
Dame's got classics.
Yeah, Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Arizona.
Y'all know what that sample is?
Which one?
On Champagne.
Dreams?
Yeah, Champagne Dreams.
Not off the top of my head.
Put it
what's
in
the
the comments
sample,
if
Dame?
you know it.
Yeah,
put
let
it
us
in
know,
the
Dame.
comments.
But I do think this is a good album, but it's just more so what I'm already expecting from Dame, which is not a bad thing by any means. I just want Dame to like really take more challenges and challenge himself as an artist to really. I think that's what's going to allow him to hit that next level that he knows he can hit, and
Yeah.
that level he knows he can reach. So I just really want Dame to like push himself because I want Dame to be the best artist that he knows he can be because I really do believe in him and his music to that level, and I think he really is one of the ones in our city. So I want him to really just like get out there and push himself to be all he can be creatively and step outside the box a little bit. But I say all that to say, Help on the Way is a good album.
Yeah.
You know, another great project from Dame.
Yeah.
What about you?
My thoughts on the project?
Yeah.
Fucked with it. It was refreshing for me to hear it. I only heard it like once, but he got some good feats on there. Shout out DMT,
DMT, Shay.
I can't pronounce it right
BTH.
now. Corleone.
Yeah. He had a great feature. I'm not familiar with his music, but I did like his feature on that album.
He got some fire shit.
It was a
He
good
just
tone setter.
recently changed his name, I believe.
Who was he before?
I don't even remember.
Okay.
Right.
Have no recollection.
Shout out to Dame though. He sent me the project beforehand so I can get that post up. Follow Saber on all platforms. But I think I agree everything you said, Joe. It'd be refreshing to hear him over. What if he like switched it up and did some Pink Panther shit or something? You know
That'd
what I'm
be
saying?
fire. And like there was a little bit, arguably, maybe a little bit of elements of those on Pretty Girls Listen to Dame. Like
Yeah.
Views, was it Views from the 6 or something?
Yeah.
The outro.
Yeah.
Because I was at the View back then, but I
Yeah,
still had
yeah,
you
yeah.
back
It's
then.
just a view.
Is it
I was
just the
too
View?
fucked up.
With the fucking her friend.
Yeah. I like the song with Shay.
Shay,
the
yeah.
Shay lyric the Shay lyric song is very good.
They have a great chemistry as artists. I like them. Like Outside from Shay was really dope between them two, and then this is another great one.
Yeah.
And Code Red did some work on this one too, man. So Code Red,
Shout out Code
shout
Red.
out Code Red, man. He having his hand a little bit of everything in the city, man.
Hey man.
Doing his thing out
Everything's coming through Grandview at this point.
there. Yeah, bro.
Where we at?
Where we at?
North
The View.
KC, Central KC, the other districts. Where
The
we
View.
at?
You know what I'm saying? We out here.
It ain't nothing up north.
Conductor.
No, he don't count. He's
an
he counts
anomaly.
as like Kansas City now.
Who?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Me?
He
Conductor.
yeah,
Oh,
conductor.
conductor.
Williams.
Yeah, he's just like a whole flag of the city.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
global now.
Because now
so
that
it's
he at
different.
that level. Real
Dame
quick.
used to be my neighbor
Really?
for like a year.
Dame?
Yeah, out south. We were, my mom, she like asked him like, when are you gonna put me on a song? When can I be on like a little outro or whatever? He said, no, I got you, Miss Nelson. Never hit her up. So Dame,
Wow, Dame.
Dame,
Pressure's on, buddy.
every time your name gets brought up, my mom is looking at me like I'm you. So please,
My mom is looking at me like I'm you. Stop that.
please call her back. Please
what's
call her
that?
back.
Here, there we go.
There it is.
There it is. Now, real quick, man, I just wanted to, I've been thinking about this a lot because it kind of came back to a tweet you sent me a while ago. I talked about how I went to Smoothie King one time, and like the person at the window was like, "Yo, you from New York or something?" I was like, "Nah, I'm from Kansas City." But I thought that was cool, and
Yeah.
then you followed up. It's like, I wish people from KC had this kind of pride, and it made me think. And I wanted to ask y'all, do you guys think you're influenced by KC culture growing up? Not right now, but when you were growing up as a child. Like, were you inspired by KC culture?
No. No.
Just like bits and pieces, yeah. Like the caviar and G&M.
I don't
was
consider
like
that growing up though.
I mean, he was in high school. That's formative years.
Okay.
He was in high school
Yeah,
during
yeah.
that movement.
I remember hearing G on. It was like I think it was OT song, or it might have just been a freestyle that he did over like a Drake beat, or it was like light up or something like that.
Mhm.
And that's when I was like, oh shit, them niggas really inspired me to like, oh, there's something going on here. And I think that's pretty much it. But like growing up, I didn't really know much about the city other than Gates. And I wouldn't say like Gates like inspired me, or just like those, pop culture things about KC.
I didn't even like barbecue growing up.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't frequent in my house, but
I
we'd eat it when it was,
barbecue.
nice day outside. But I think I wouldn't say I was influenced by anything in KC as a kid, because at the time I didn't, we didn't have internet access like that growing up, for real. Not to that point yet. And I would only, I was inspired by like what I would see, which, what we see on TV is like stuff not from Kansas City. Music artists not from Kansas City, because, MTV and BET aren't playing any artists from Missouri outside of Nelly. So Nelly was like the closest thing to like a mainstream successful artist that we had at the time.
That's
and then
true.
Tech Nine came into the scene, but he was like very, very strong locally.
Yeah.
And I think that was really the only local artist that I remember like being really into as a kid. But he wasn't. I never wanted to be like Tech Nine.
Yeah.
And that's no slack to him. I love his music, and I think his first 3 albums are classics. But I was never like wanted to dress like Tech Nine, wanted to be like Tech Nine. But I loved his music.
How he built his brand was like amazing.
Yeah.
I was able to appreciate that like
Same.
later on.
'Cause I
don't
saw
think
that
I was
early
able
on.
to appreciate the city until I was like 17 or 18.
Yeah.
Until I started like actually learning about it. I was in a bubble for most of my life type shit.
Mhm. And much of the same, for real. Like, I think I would be a different person if all my core points and reference points of being inspired from the city were all from the city. Like, if I grew up listening to Rich the Factor, I would be a way different person today.
That's true.
As opposed to Kanye. Or
I
like,
remember being as a kid, like being in middle school and shit, and people would tell me, "Oh, my cousin's a rapper, my cousin's a KC rapper." Like,
it didn't sound cool growing
it was
up.
it was like a stain on your shirt or something. It's like, wipe your shirt off. Why?
And that's no disrespect to like any of the artists that were doing their thing back in them days. It's just like, to me, like gritting was heavy in the 2000s in Kansas City. It's like I wasn't really on that. I was 8, 9 years old. I'm not trying to grit. I'm not trying to listen to that. It didn't sound cool to me. It wasn't what I was into.
Yeah.
So I never like listened to a lot of KC rap. So Fat Tone and all them, like I was never really tapped into.
So do you think that's changing, or do you think we've become stagnant in KC pride?
No, I think my KC pride personally is like the highest it's ever been, and it really picked up like when we started doing this, because I had to get accumulated with the scene. I had to see what was going on to like know
Same.
who to talk to and who know who's hot, who's who, and who's doing what, and that made me realize there's a lot of great people in the city creatively that are doing amazing things, and that's only increased over the years since 2018 when we started doing this.
Yeah.
And I think now the city, I think this is the best time to be inspired by Kansas City if you're from Kansas City, because there's so many dope people doing dope things at a different way and different levels that you can relate to, or you could build off of and do your own thing off of just by seeing them do that.
I agree.
It's an actual network here now.
Yeah.
I definitely think it is like in a beautiful space. It's kind of like what we've been talking about. Like, people are more honest.
Yeah.
And the more that we are honest with each other, and just like how y'all able to say that shit to Dame and do it on this platform, and then even have a conversation with Dame. So it's like that kind of shit is like what makes us better, I feel like.
Yeah. And will
Being
make us better.
As long as we continue to, one, you gotta be you and stay in your lane and really hone into your bag and your skills and your interest and what you're inspired by, and express that. But also be open to critiques, especially from the people that care just as much about this shit as you. Because it is a lot of, honest critique that people just kind of let go by. But yeah, it's hard to hear your shit could be better.
Yeah,
That,
and
you should try harder.
And if we didn't care about your music, we wouldn't even tell you that.
We wouldn't even talk about it.
Yeah, if we didn't care about you reaching the next level or like your success, wouldn't even talk about it. Wouldn't even offer you that criticism.
It's like, yeah, it's hidden, and you're getting reshares from people you know.
Yeah.
But what's it going to take you to that next level to get people who are in fucking London, that are in
Atlanta,
a global scale? Is it sticking? Is it hitting out?
A stranger from Atlanta is going to be the reason your music goes viral in Atlanta.
Literally.
Not somebody in Kansas City.
Literally.
And so, like, honestly, the people that are going to support you the most are going to be the ones that don't know you on a personal level.
Yes.
And, like, as an artist, I think that's one of the most important things to consider, because people will get upset when their friends or their family may not support their career the way they expect them to.
Yeah.
But the people that don't know them are going to ride for you every time and support you 110% every time. So those are the people you got to really win over. You got to win over the strangers.
Yeah.
Because those are the ones that are going to want to invest into you and make sure you excel and succeed at your craft.
Message.
Why not?
Message.
So we only say all this because we love y'all and we want y'all to succeed. So, don't take it personally. We still love the music. We still love the Project Dame.
And we love Kansas City.
And we love Kansas City, most importantly, man.
We fucking love Kansas City.
It's a beautiful day in the city. Drake weekend is going down. Drake's here. J. Cole is here. Night 1 was last night. Night 2 going to be tonight. Anybody going to the show?
Nope. If I can get tickets under $90, I'll try to go.
So he's not going. He's not going.
I'm not going.
Welcome to the real world.
Hey, ain't it fun?
Woo! It has been a beautiful day. Beautiful episode. Anything y'all want to say before we wrap this up?
Find something to be grateful for today. Remember that good things and bad things will happen at the same time, and neither one outweighs the other. Both can be present at the same time. And take some time for yourself. Love yourself today. Even if it's like just brushing your teeth or taking a shower. Even if it's something super small. Love yourself.
And
Message.
I think all I got is always strive and prosper, believe in yourself, believe in the ones around you, and just keep building, keep working, keep moving. That's all we can do. Anything else, though?
I love you, Mom. I really tried my hardest to stop cussing as much on this episode, just so that, clean up the brand a little bit. Clean up myself a little bit.
He said, clean up the brand. Eyes are
Presentation.
watching.
Yeah, no, for real.
Yeah.
Especially with this Twitter beef I've been getting into.
Yeah, bro.
recently.
You've been banging hard on Twitter.
Hey, man.
He been repping the set.
I'm
He been
a
repping
banger.
the set.
But I love my mom, I love my dad, and I love Kansas City. So I'll end it on that.
You heard it right here, y'all. That's episode 89 in the books. No Jason Dunn. Until next time, y'all. It's the kid Joe Cornell.
It's me.
And
But you yada yada over the best part.
See y'all.
No, so.
until next time, y'all. We out.